Okay guys, so where we left off is dividing these sections into areas that we can actually calculate the area of what's going on here. Okay, so with a different color I suggest, or a pattern, fill this in by sectioning them off into areas. Alright, so we'll call this one, how unique, area 1. And then this shape right here would be a little hard to calculate the area just because it's not a regular rectangle or triangle. So what we want to do is divide it like this so that we have a rectangle and a triangle. Okay? So we'll call this one A2 and this one A1. Alright? Now, you should know this, but to calculate the area of a triangle, it's base times height divided by 2. And to calculate the, you should know this for sure, area of a rectangle, it's just base times height. Okay? So I already worked out the math. Pause the video if you don't understand how I got these numbers, but this right here is exactly what we drew. Okay? Except I've just shown you how we can calculate this triangle, this is supposed to be A3, not A1. A3. Now it looks like a B. That's okay. So we know that this right here is 20, this little area right here, this orange line, and we know that this right here is 4, so you just do simple math. 20 minus 4 is 16, which gives you your height of your triangle. You already know the base because it's given right here. So it's 8, so 8 times 16 divided by 2 equals 64. Okay, so let's go ahead and write that in for our A3, or now it looks like a B, as 64. Just follow the colors if that's easier for you. 64. A2 is pretty self-explanatory. It's just the base times height, and when you do that, the 4 times the 8, you get, what do you get? 32. Sorry, let me do that in green so you can understand that. 32. And then same thing for this one, but I drew out the math just in case you're a little confused. Exact same shape, A1. We know that this is 28 because that's what we started off at from our y-force, and then we know that this base is 4 because it's given right here in the picture. So A1 equals 112, which is in orange. 112. Okay? So now we're going to use these areas to draw our moment diagram. Okay? So you probably noticed this little circle up here in the top and these little arrows up here, and this is really important when it comes to the moment diagram. So I would suggest putting this in your notebook, memorizing it, and as well as these arrows that are occurring, and I'll explain how this comes into play in the moment diagram. So the first thing that we look at is our moment that we calculated in our reactions, which we got was negative 208. Okay, and that is your starting point. So negative, which means down, negative 208 is where we start because that's what we calculated for our moment at the RA. Okay, then we use the area that we calculated for A1, which was 112, positive 112, and then that gives you, what is that, 96? So this is where we want to refer to our drawings up here. Because you know the number, now you need to know how to draw the moment, right? Or the parabola that's occurring. So in this case, refer back to your shear. Because this is a straight line, because there's nothing occurring on the beam at this 4 feet span, we know that a straight line in shear equals an upward diagonal in moment, okay? So a straight upward diagonal to 96, and again, how we got 96 was the 208 plus the negative 208 plus the area, which is the 112, okay? That brought us up to 96. Okay, so now the next step is to add or subtract, depending on if you get a positive or negative, the A3 and A2 area. We're adding these together because this is technically one section that's occurring over the 8 feet span. So 32 plus 64 gives you guessed it, 96. So this is where we want to refer to this little circle, okay? Now, you have to look at the shear and then determine what it falls under in this circle to draw your moment, okay? So what this stands for is positive decrease, negative increase, negative decrease, positive increase, okay? So when it says negative, when I say negative or positive, I'm referring to positive above the 0 line, which all of our stuff is, negative below the 0 line, okay? So we have a positive, so that rules 2 out, positive, and it is decreasing in number value. So 20 to 4 is a decrease. So this shape right here is the shape that we're going to draw for our next section in our moment diagram, right here, okay? Sorry, I know that's a little hard to see, I'll tilt it up. So positive decrease, and we already calculated the area, which added up to be 96, 32 plus the 64. So we know it's going to hit the 0 line because we added plus 96. This is a negative 96, okay? So that's pretty much it. Rob kind of likes when you, on your tests or your quizzes, fill in this area with some type of pattern so he knows you know what's going on there. Please refer back to this video. This is going to be on every single one of your tests and probably on your next quiz and homework. Thanks guys, and happy game day!